So I would here acknowledge my co-authors who equally worked in this article to make this presentation and the material to share in this forum. So basically, this is the sequence of presentation. First, I will go through a brief introduction of the study area, followed by the geological setting in which basically structural style in the concession and the generalized stratigraphy. And after that, there are the discussion of the brief discussion on the fields, that what was the key challenge in the field and how we try to mitigate that. And basically, at the end, what were the potential outcomes or the performance of after these successes. So basically, the introduction of topic is that the overall the development wells, basically planning when an asset gets matured, so it becomes challenging to find out some high significant production and the reserve adding wells. So however, there is equal chance basically when an asset comes on production, so the main focus remains on the key zones. So there are opportunity that some zones are basically left untested or due to multiple reasons that now as the petroleum industry has much grown. So at initial stage, there was limited of technical data. There are also reservoir heterogeneities, which may result basically in the stratigraphic trapment or the isolated pools in the area. And also the structural complexity also aid in this style, that there are isolated compartments due to small faults over there. And other thing which is the key driver for our especially petroleum industry is the analog data, because usually some analog data from some other areas is the key trigger to which work for basically allow us or to trigger us to on some ideas which we apply in our area. So here basically is the discussion of 3 fields which were shut in or in the declining stage. So we identified some basically untested potential, and basically the fields were put on production. So on the right side, basically this is the map of our Badin concession, and we have it lies in the southern part of Indus Basin, and these are the basically 3 fields location within our concession. Okay, so if you look at in this slide, there are 2 things. One is the generalized stratigraphy, and second is the structural style in the area. So if we look at the generalized stratigraphy, so basically at the bottom in the area, there is the bar formation. Thank you. So basically, this is a sambar formation, which is the regionally source rock in the area. And here, this we classify as in the industry or the lower Guru formation, which is the lower part of Guru formation, and it is a fluvial deltaic sessions where we have multiple sand shale sequence, and these are basically acting as the reservoir. So at the most bottom is the basically, which also is known as the basal or massive sand. Then there is a shale package above present in that. That is, we can call it as the lower shale. It's also acting as a top seal for this lower basal massive package. Then above the other package is the middle sands, and there also above a thick shale package present over there. Then there is also above that a sand shale sequence present, which is basically also acting as a reservoir. So above that, then the later part of the Guru formation, which are basically shales, so that are acting as a cap rock for these lower reservoirs. Oh, basically, if we talk about the structural style, so this concession is basically mainly result of the like rifting event. So that is the main controlling factor of the hydrocarbon accumulation is basically the normal faults that are basically defining the key seal for the reservoirs. And then a combination of basically there is also a like combination of dip, and there are multiple small faults and also a stratigraphic component also present, which is providing the basically trapment to the hydrocarbon accumulation.